Hello, welcome back. My name is Ari and today is a Piece in Pages unboxing. So in the Piece in Pages box every month you get a book from whatever genre you selected. I have no idea what genre I selected all those months ago. It's got to be some sort of like general fiction. You get a full-size bath or body product, you get a full-size aromatherapy product, you get a snack-like product. I guess I should do whatever my fingers are doing right now, or like a snack/drink, and then you get like a bookish accessory or gift. All of those things, that is 5 items if you include the book, start at $37.99 a month. You can also do like a basic that doesn't give the extra bookish thing or the snack/drink, and that is $25.99 a month. But I need the snack, guys. I need my snacks. Before we get into this month's box, let's talk about what came in last month's box. And in retrospect, last month's box was above and beyond better than what I thought when I originally got it. So this is kind of like the reason why I kind of want to do the retrospect thing, is because like last month I was like, oh, this is okay, kind of mediocre, I'm not super excited, and I ended up liking like everything in the box pretty much. So the first thing was the MAC Bath lotion, and it was like a blackberry or blue, I think it was a blackberry lotion, and I said that I like blackberries but I didn't particularly care for the smell. Once I put it on and it like mixed with my body chemistry, the smell changes and I like it a whole lot more. It's also like a really nice moisturizing lotion and not like a gross oily lotion, which I know in my unplugged book box there was one particular brand that they would give me like that I would get all the time, and they would send like lotions and they were always like gross oily and I hated them. So the MAC Bath, if you've ever wanted to shop from that brand, I very much enjoy the lotion from there. The next one was a classic novel soy candle. I burnt it through. It smelled really good. It obviously didn't smell like classic novels. I think it had like I don't remember. I'm gonna say like a vanilla-y scent, but that's kind of a guess. I'm sure I said it in the last video, I just don't remember, and it's burned through and gone, so I can't tell you. Like, I've thrown it away. It's bye-bye. Next was the Snap Bookmarks and Base Snap Sets. I don't remember what that was. Whatever that was, I didn't use it, and it's not, like, it's not doing anything. So it's a bookmark, I assume. Oh, was it the weird... It was these weird ass bookmarks, wasn't it? Where it like snapped off and then you could like change whatever snap you put on there. I'm never gonna use those. So that one was a dud. And then the last one was the snack or drink part, was Maya Angelou's tea blend, and I've got a cup of it right here. It's a black tea. The smell of it's really good. Not a whole lot comes through in the taste, but if you like black tea with like a little hint of like an orangish flavor, I'd say go for this. But I like just standard black tea, so I enjoy this very much. It's just not like something I'm gonna write home about, or probably not something that I'm going to reorder, because it's a very standard, easy to find black tea. But I will drink all of it. Alright, for this month, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a little bit beat up in the post. So, it died a little bit. Let's hope nothing inside's broken, but you guys can have some... Oh, the card just flew out. You guys can have some cardboard, apparently. And that's what it looks like on top. There's an eye pillow that I see. So this month's theme is perfect pairs. And this box smells amazing. holy crap. I want to like dive into this box and just sleep. And I think it's the eye pillow. So the first thing in here is this Lavender Eye Pillow, which has English lavender and orange flaxseed fillings. And it's a warm or cool cotton flannel. You can put this, I think, you can heat it in the microwave for 30 seconds to warm it up, or you can put it in a freezer bag and stick it in the freezer to cool it down. And it's kind of like a weighted blanket, and you just like plop it over your eyes. But oh, holy shit, it smells so good. I love it. Okay, I don't know that I'm gonna use that as an eye pillow, but that might end up in like my bra drawer, making all of my delicates smell nice. And next up, we have fudge. I'm so excited. I love fudge. This looks like Oreo. It's cookies and cream. This is the best box ever. This is kind of melty fudge. Oh yeah. I live alone, so I can lick the knife, because I ain't sharing this shit with anybody. Oh god, it's so good. Next. So, okay, what was the theme of this? Perfect pairs. So apparently the lavender and eye pillow is a pair. Sure. Cookies and cream, great pair. Next pair is going to be leather and lace, and it's a room car spray. So I guess leather and lace is a good pair. I guess if you're like country as hell, which I might be country as hell. It smells like leather. I don't know that I want my room to smell like leather. If you've ever been to a like country western store, like a Wrangler store or something like that, it smells like the store. But it smells like leather. That's weird. I think I like it, but that's weird. Next, I guess, is the bath item. And this is Pride and Prejudice, which I guess is the pair. I don't know if that's a good pair. Like, the entire point of that book is her pride and his prejudice keep them from being together until they overcome it. So I wouldn't say those are perfect pairs, but it's a pair. We'll go with it. This is white tea and ginger bath salts. And the kind that you put in your bathtub, not the drugs. Just in case anybody was wondering. That smells good too. Damn. All of this is fantastic. The smells this month are everything. And the last thing in here is the book. It's not wrapped up, so you didn't get first peek. I'm sorry. This is Miss Subways by David Duchovny. Is that the actor David Duchovny? It is the actor David Duchovny. I didn't know he wrote books. But his picture's on the back. Sorry. That was super fucking random. For those of you who don't know who David Duchovny is, he's the guy in the X-Files. Anyway, Immer is just a woman living in New York City who takes the subway, buys ice cream from the bodega on the corner, has writerly aspirations, and lives with her boyfriend, Con. But is this life she lives the only path she's on? Taking inspiration from the myth of Immer in Chukulane? I've never heard of that myth. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. And featuring an all-star cast of mythical figures from around the world. David Duchovny's darkly funny fantasy novel, Miss Subway, is one woman's trippy mystical journey down parallel tracks of time and love. On the way, Emma will battle natural and supernatural forces to find her true voice, power, and destiny. A fairy tale of love lost and regained, Miss Subway is also a love letter to the city that enchants us all, New York. I'm tentative about this one. First, it's February. I would have preferred a book by a Black author, even though I think this is totally cool that I got a book by David Duchovny. I don't know what this myth is. Cuchulain? Cuchulain. But Immer and Cuchulain. I don't know. The funny part concerns me. I'm not super into like humor in books. And I don't care about New York. I'm sorry, New York doesn't enchant me at all. Like, I could give two shits about New York. I'm sorry if you live in New York. I'm sure it's a lovely city. I have no desire to go to New York. Ever. I don't like people. New York sounds miserable. Where I live in LA is miserable because there's too many people. But yeah, I don't know. I will read this and come back and tell you how it is. Okay, so I finished Miss Subways and I'm gonna be real with you. This is one wild ass ride of a book. Shit happened. So basically, this is supposed to be a retelling of the Immer and Cuchulain myth, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's like an Irish folklore tale. From my very basic understanding of that myth, this is not a true retelling. There's minor parallels where, like, obviously they're the main characters' names of Immer and Cuchulain, even though he goes by Khan, are, like, you know, the same as the myth. And, like, there's, like, the original story has some themes about how she is the only woman worthy of this king, because Cuchulain is a king. This one's more about him being worthy of her, and then weird shit. Before I get into the plot, I'm going to say that this is extremely pretentious. Like, everything about this book is extremely pretentious. But it's also kind of like self-mocking while being pretentious, with like a overabundance of pop culture references. This book is not going to age well. In 10 years, everything in this book is gonna be like, holy shit, that is so outdated. This follows Immer and her longtime boyfriend, Khan. And this is gonna be so hard to explain. You don't even understand how weird this book was. But basically, it's magical realism, and you're not sure if, like, the mythology that's in this book is actually happening in New York City, or if Immer has a brain tumor. And, like, if Immer has a brain tumor, it's not like me making a joke. Like, there's literally a, like, question, a constant question of this book, of if a brain tumor that she had removed as a child is coming back because she's starting to hallucinate things, but she doesn't want to go to the doctor and get it checked out because she enjoys her hallucinations. So that's like a literal plot in the story where you can't really tell, but it leans a lot more to like this mythos shit is actually happening. So basically how do I get this? Basically, Immer and Cuchulain are together, and a Nazi, who is an African goddess, spider goddess, decides that she wants the mortal love of Cuchulainn because he is a king, even though he's not. He's a writer, kind of a pretentious asshole of a writer, actually. But she wants his mortal love, so Anazi takes Cuchulainn away from Immer, but as she's like a spider, basically portrayed by like a Black Widow spider, she is going to kill Con, but a Beanside, which is an Irish death omen fairy. It sounds as weird as it sounded. That coming out of my mouth sounds as weird as this actual book is. But it's 2 words, Beanside, Beanside. It's similar to a banshee, but male, and doesn't scream the omens. He's more of like a bargainer, I believe, at least in this book. I'm not super familiar with that fae creature, but he makes a deal with Immer that he will save Cuchulainn's life provided that Immer proves her love by freeing him. So he doesn't die, but they both forget that each other ever existed. And if they ever come back together, then his life is forfeit. Which is an interesting deal to make. If her memory of ever being with him is gone, then there's no way that she's going to remember that she's not allowed to get back together with him. If that makes sense. Woven into that whole story is like this tale of Miss Subways, or like this underlying tale of like the New York subway system, or just New York in general, which is like the Miss Subways thing. Like the Miss Subways thing comes into play at the very end of the book and doesn't really make sense until the very end of the book, so I was very confused about why the hell this was called Miss Subways for most of the book. And let me just tell you that no matter where you think this book is going, you are wrong. But for all of its confusing pretentiousness, I actually really liked this. It would have been better, so it ended one way, and then there was kind of like 2-chapter like epilogue at the end. It wasn't really an epilogue, but it wasn't labeled as an epilogue, but it was kind of an epilogue. I would have given it 4 stars if David Duchovny would have cut out those 2 chapters. I understand why he put it in there, because most people are morbid like I am, but I would have preferred that he cut it and left a cliffhanger ending. Not necessarily like a cliffhanger, but like an open end, like open to your own interpretation type of ending. And instead of doing that, he like came to a conclusion. So I would have preferred the open ending end. Just me. That puts it down to like a high 3 stars instead of the 4 stars because I didn't get the ending that I wanted. Also, this book is, for the most part, fairly progressive, considering that it's a white man writing, considering it's a white man writing from the perspective of a woman, and then bringing in cultures from literally all over the world. You've got characters in here who are like African, Irish, Thai, Taiwanese, Chinese, indigenous, Indian, gods, goddesses, demigods, demons. Like, there is mythos from all cultures. There's even Judeo-Christian and Muslim references in here as well. Like, all sorts of religions, all sorts of cultures are talked about in this book. And he does a, for the most part, decent job, but I do have an issue with how he writes immigrants, because all of the immigrants have broken English to like highlight the fact, I guess, that they're immigrants, when it just feels kind of like inappropriate and racist. It feels like a microaggression, maybe not like overtly set out to be racist, but not exactly how a white man should be writing immigrant peoples. So, even like, he even calls himself out on it a little bit, where the white female main character is talking to a Chinese delivery driver and leaves out "it's" in her sentences, and she was like, I can't believe I did that. That was incredibly racist. I need to stop myself. But yet, as he's writing all of these immigrants as being ignorant, and not having an ability to articulate themselves in English, which is a stereotype. So that's why it's problematic, is because it's a stereotype. This is very hard for me to explain, apparently. It's very late. I just finished this, and the words are not coming because this was fucking weird. There was one other issue that I had with this book that I did not realize. Like, I knew I had an issue with Emmer's behavior, and it took me until almost the end of the book to realize what the issue was. And that is the fact that this takes place in 2017 in New York City, and Emmer is just ridiculously trusting for a single woman in modern day New York. She will have like random people she's never met ever in her entire life, like, show up at her house, and she invites them in, offers them drinks. Sometimes they're like, I need you to come with me, and she's like, okay, sure. She travels alone a lot. Like, at night by herself in Central Park, riding the subway by herself at night, and it's just like, this is not, like, her behavior is not indicative of how a somewhat attractive, because she's described as fairly attractive, but her behavior is not like how an attractive woman would behave in modern day New York City. And I get that it's supposed to be like fucking weird, it just feels off as I read it, if that makes sense. I don't know. I still like weirdly enjoyed this book. I started this book going like, God damn it, this is so pretentious. I'm gonna hate it. And then the more I got into it, the more I was like, no, I kind of like this. I can do this. I kind of like this. And then I got to a point where I was like, I love this book. And then it tanked at the end, and I went back to, no, I kind of like this. So 3 stars, but like a high 3 stars. I don't know who I'd recommend this to, though. So, and that's everything. Let me know what you think about this month's box. I'm thrilled. Peace and Pages. I canceled it. And then the last 2 months have been better than anything I've gotten from them the entire time, which is why I fucking canceled the box in the first place. I don't know. Should I renew this one and keep trying it some more? Or should we just explore all of the other random ones that I seem to be subscribing to? Let me know that down in the comments too, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!